night.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun talking. Kate Brown was with us, and we're talking up the lady race, Leadfoot Ladies of Racing.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
And Kate was chapter number 1 of that, of many that we're doing.
Right.
We had a couple great call-in guests, and this is really, really going on well.
Yeah. So. I think we got one now. You're on with Fred. Hello.
Hey, good morning,
Hey,
Jim.
Earl.
Good morning,
Good to see you.
Hey, it's Earl. What's happening?
Earl.
Don't hang up on him this
No,
time.
no, I'm sorry.
did you tell Jim about that?
No. Yeah, Steve accidentally hung up on Earl yesterday. So.
Oh, is that what happened?
So Nick and I abused Steve the rest of the night.
Oh, well. Hey.
It was all fun. It was all good fun.
Hear what Joey Payne said, that if they hung up on him, he'd drive right to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Take care of it. So.
Yeah. And I saw Joey's Facebook page. He friended me this morning, and I was like, well, yeah.
A lot of moving parts in this show.
Yeah.
Every once in a while. It does break down a bit.
Another great show last night, and Fred, I have to tell you, congratulations again. I heard the automotive show this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I just spoke about the Toys for Tots and Hot Rod Santa. Congratulations,
Well,
you and
thank
the
you.
entire team there. That's wonderful what you do, and you help so many families this time of the year who would otherwise have a tough Christmas, and you're making it nice. So
well, thank you.
Great that you're giving back, and I know you do a lot for Relay for Life as well. So keep up the great work. That's what it's all about.
Thank you. I enjoy doing it. I really,
but-
really enjoy being a part of the community and doing this stuff. So then, thank you for the
That's all
kind words. Mm-hmm. So it's and Kevin Ayers has got with me, and we're supposed to do something too.
Excellent
for next year.
The Beanie School.
Yeah.
Yes, great.
Yeah, so we're gonna hook up and do some stuff, throughout the course of the year.
Even found time to change my tire and all that time. Thank you so much, Fred.
That's why I pay people.
That's right. That's right.
It's my job to get them in. It's their job to get it out.
So what's happening, my man? Anything going on that's exciting?
Well, we're getting ready for, of course, after the holidays, we start our indoor racing series. The first race will be at Allentown, Pennsylvania at the PPL Center, and that'll be on January 3rd and 4th, the indoor TQ midget races, along with champ carts and slingshots. And then from there, at the end of January, 24th and 25th, we're at the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City for the annual indoor races there. So a busy January for the Area Auto Racing News team, which actually, of course, promotes the indoor auto racing series as well. And then we have our motorsport show the weekend before the Atlantic City indoor race. And Fred, I know you'll be there.
I'll be there with my car, and Nick and Kate and Warren and I will have our table set up.
Wow.
Right, so
Boardwalk Hall.
yeah.
How about that? That's
Well, we're gonna be at Motorsports in in Oaks.
The Boardwalk Hall thing really. I said, man, that's a Miss America pageant days. That's what they usually use it for. Yeah.
Now we got cars.
Yes, we got cars.
We got race cars.
That's right. Fast lane.
And Earl, I wanted to get with you at some point about the Trenton race, the indoor Trenton race. I want to get involved with that.
Excellent.
Do some stuff.
That'd be great.
Whether it's sponsorship or just seeing what's involved with it. I'd love to get with you on that. So.
Okay, very good. Yeah, for our listeners, that's be held the end of February at the Cure Insurance Arena right there in Trenton. Actually, not too far from the Area Auto Racing News office. Our main office is right there on Broad Street, and if you head down from our office, which is actually in Hamilton, right down into the city of Trenton, you'll come right to the Cure Insurance Center, and you can get to it right off the major highways there as well.
Yeah.
And we convert the inside of the arena into a very, very fast and impressive dirt track, and we'll have the micro sprints in competition. And Fred, it'd be great to have you there. It's going to be a great show. It's really caught on. Again, indoor racing in the middle of winter, what more can you ask for, right? So it's really neat.
As long as there's heat in there.
Modified drivers
Yeah.
there as well.
Yeah, as long as they have heat
exactly.
going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm really looking forward to motorsports coming up. That's January 24th, 25th.
Right.
Yep. So look for us Wide Open Wednesday up there, and all the other things going on up there as well. Area Auto Racing News.
Actually, the motorsport show is the week before. The
week before.
17th, 18th is motorsports, and then the Atlantic City indoor race is the following week.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna have to make sure I get it all straight because I also have my daughter's birthday and my grandson's birthday in there too. So I got a lot going on there for a couple of weeks there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I definitely want to be involved with the Trenton one, and
Oh, that's
whatever
great.
we can do.
Oh, terrific. Okay, we'll coordinate with the Salmons family on that. That's good. Very good.
Good.
Was Trenton ever a big racing pit at the time? It was at one time.
Well, we had Trenton Fairgrounds out there.
Fairgrounds, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
out there on Route 33. My apartment it was long gone when I moved into my apartment, but my apartment used to overlook that.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying to picture all that.
Then there was a gas station there. Now it's called KC. Well, it was called KC Oil. I'm not even sure what it is anymore. But back then there was a gas station, and my dad used to take me there, and the guys used to fill up their cars in there. And I met Richard Petty there. And I was real little, so AJ Foyt was there. A couple other guys, and then we'd go on into Trenton Speedway.
Yeah, I mean they built the arena there. They've had basketball in there, and they've had the Trenton Thunder, of course, came on. Trenton used to be a minor league team of the Giants many years ago. That's the kind of like old Trenton.
They used to play in a Brunswick Circle over there.
Yeah, so that's it's sort of like languished for a while, but now it's sort of got a little
I hope so.
yeah.
I mean, I'm
Revived.
I'm a Trentonian, so I'm a misplaced Trentonian right now.
Yeah.
But I've been over here for 34 years, but I'm Trentonian at heart,
Yeah,
so I always
yeah.
root for it all the time, whatever
Sure
it is.
Yeah. Well,
That's great.
hopefully you can build upon that, like anything else.
Yep. So what else?
The indoor dirt race at the Cure Insurance Arena, that's really grown year after year. I mean, every year it gets better and better, and again, it's very, very exciting. Very, as I mentioned, along with the top micro sprint racers who normally run that division, a lot from Pennsylvania, New York, etc. It's neat to see the modified guys come and run micro sprints. Again, guys like Billy Pouch Jr., Timmy Buckwalter, for example. And it's very exciting, and it's a great thing to do in the middle of winter. Absolutely.
Okay.
And you talk about the city of Trenton has such a rich racing heritage, going back to, as you said, Fred, the Trenton Speedway. Because I can remember going there as a kid, seeing the Indy cars. Matter of fact, the very first race that I went to at Trenton, it was in April 1962. It was the Indianapolis cars, and you mentioned AJ Foyt. He won that day. And I always remember sitting in the big covered grandstand with my dad, and Victory Lane was right in front of us, and A.J. Foyt won, and he pulled into Victory Lane right where we were, and there he was, the man, A.J. Foyt. And, we saw Richard Petty win there, and the modified races they had there were outstanding in the 1960s, 200-mile modified races. And, of course, they ran midgets there, sprint cars. Again, the Indy cars had such a great legacy. So, it's nice. What Lenny Salmons and the family have done, they're keeping that heritage of racing at Trenton alive by running the indoor race there at the arena. So, it's going to be another great one. So, look forward to seeing you there.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Anything else going on other than that?
Well, that's about it.
a lot.
The stadium will be having, it'll keep you busy. January, we also have I'm a member of the Eastern Motorsport Press Association, and we have our annual press convention up in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. That's the second week of January, and then after that, the third Saturday in January, myself and Jeff Gravatt and Gary Larson were the announcers at Wall Stadium. We co-MC the Wall Stadium Awards Dinner, and then after that is the Motorsports Show, and then the Atlantic City Indoor Race. So January is pretty well booked up. It makes the winter go faster.
Okay, cool. Because then Nick and I are also going to bug you because we're doing the like a history YouTube type deal, video, and we want to include
Earl
you.
Krause's time capsule.
Yes, there it is. Earl Krause's time
That's
capsule.
great.
And
looking forward to being involved in that one.
we want to talk about Trenton, our memories of Trenton and Flemington and East Windsor and Langhorne.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's
forward to that.
our thoughts, and we're so glad to have you a part of that. And
Thank you.
We'll see who
It's
else we
an
can
honor.
grab. So
Yeah, wow.
cool.
Yeah.
So we're doing it all.
Man, it's mind-boggling all the things that there are going on, and I think the nostalgia. I like the nostalgia part.
I'm
of
a
stuff.
nostalgia guy,
The history
too.
of things. I mean, you talk about Trenton. Willie Mays played in Trenton. That's how.
Right, Jim, yes. That's the thing. Trenton has such along with the racing heritage, just sports in general. Absolutely. And a lot of young people don't realize that, how much happened in Trenton from the sporting side. Absolutely.
Yeah, and boxers that came out of there and were pros. So it was really something. It really was.
Yeah, that's and now I'm running the vintage cars with Nick Marco and those guys down there in New Egypt. So there's a history. There's one guy who runs the Sammy Beavers 43. There's a couple other cars. Stan Plosky's 27.
Yes.
So mine's an old, vintage car, but I got my own new number.
Yeah.
So, so I'm not totally vintage. I thought of, doing the Ferriola car because I already had the colors on there.
Right.
Andy Belmont was going to do a Whip Mulligan car with it.
Oh, that would have been neat. The 73, the original coupe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So then I was going to just, I said, well, I didn't know Whip Mulligan that much. I knew Billy Osmond, so I was like, I'm going to do the Ferriola with the Billy Osmond, because he ran it for a couple of years. And then I'm like, I'll just do my own. So, but I'm looking forward. I love the historical part of it and bringing back my memories and hopefully bring back other people's memories. I have a lot of friends from Ewing that their dads ran, like Michelle Solak, their dad Joe Solak.
Oh yeah, Joe Solak was number 16.
Yeah, I graduated with Mike and Michelle, and we basically
really?
we grew up together. And my dad actually helped Joe with his car when he first started back in the 60s. I think even before me. So so the Solaks, the Scarpati's family, I grew up with them in the pits in Flemington with their dad running, John Scarpati Sr., Billy Osmond, Stan Plosky. I just bought a trailer from Stan Plosky the third. So
nice.
Yeah, so we want to include everybody that we can, to relive some of the glory days. I shouldn't say glory days because maybe they're still coming, but relive those days and build from that and take it forward.
Yep.
Yeah, so kids nowadays, like my grandson and stuff, can maybe latch on to somebody like, Billy Pouch Jr. or something, and then look at him the way that I looked at, Billy Pouch, the senior, when I, and Billy Osmond and those guys, and keep the racing alive is what our plan is.
I can remember when race car drivers, we Indy and do all the other stuff, were international stars. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're in France and Great Britain, and it's a big deal.
Yeah, not much in my world, but
no, but it's just that's the way I remember it.
Yeah, I remember watching Danny Sullivan and Danny Ungaius and Rick Mears.
Yeah, and they become international stars.
Al Unser Sr. and then Junior.
Yeah.
I remember those guys. Just watching. We usually just watch the Indianapolis 500. My dad wasn't big into the the F1s and Formula, but Indy cars. But
they have a celebrity on the pace car.
We're too busy working on
that. So we had a Hollywood celebrity on the pace car.
Yeah, we were too busy working on the dirt track car.
Dirt track stuff, yeah. So it's great stuff.
But all right, Earl. Well,
thank you, Earl.
I'll keep in touch with you, and I definitely want whatever information you got for the Trenton run. Let me know.
Okay, very good. We'll be in touch on that. And you know what? I've got a minute here. I'd just like to give a. You talked about racing history, and one of the drivers and car builders who they're a lot of times guys are behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. You go back a long way, Fred. I know at Flemington. I'm sure you remember the racing brothers Tom and Frank Eppolite.
Yes.
Who competed.
Yes.
Well, it was interesting. There was they had cousins. The cousins were also Frank, another Frank, and Bob and Ron. They were three brothers. They were the cousins of Tom and Frank Eppolite, who raced at Flemington. Mm-hmm. And the other Eppolite brothers, they were also race car builders and competitors. And Frank Eppolite, he was 81 years old. Again, he was the cousin of the Frank Eppolite that raced at Flemington. Mm-hmm. The Frank that just passed away, he also competed at Flemington, drove a Falcon number 46 in the early 1970s.
Okay.
And he also had a number 1 coupe. And I'd like to give a shout-out to Frank. Again, he was one of the guys who was behind the scenes. Again, he and his brothers built race cars, and they were at Flemington, tracks like Flemington, East Windsor, Harmony, every week, in the 1970s, supporting the sport. And those are the guys who are the backbone of racing, just like you talked about, the guys who are in the shop every week, building the cars, maintaining them. And Frank had moved away to North Carolina, Emerald Isle, actually, and had an excavating business, also ran a nursery. And, again, just like to remember him, a guy like that. He was part of the Flemington scene every Saturday night like we all were. and just
Yeah.
passed away. So
Oh.
Godspeed to
Good.
Frank
Godspeed.
Epolator, drove the number 46 Falcon.
All right.
Thank you, Earl.
We will do that.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, gentlemen,
All
keep
right.
up the great work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trip down memory lane a few
Yeah.
times. Thanks so
Oh,
much.
yeah, love it.
Love it.
Love it. Love
Thank
it.
you, Earl.
All right, take care.
Bye bye.
right.
Now. There you go. That's a history lesson right
Oh
there.
yeah,
I mean,
Earl's
it's-
got it all, and that's why
Now-
it's Earl Krause's time capsule.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's why we're going to do it, and it's going to be.
I love the nostalgia part of
Yeah,
it.
we're going to do a series of it, and we're going to have it on YouTube, Facebook, all this. Whatever. Nick and Kate have that
Yeah.
all worked, and Warren have that worked out.
Yeah.
I'm just.
A lot of the history stuff really is interesting. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
to the casual fan, you say, "Well, what is this?" But then you go back and you see the 50s and the 60s
see
and the people that made it happen and the legends that go along with it.
Yeah, I see
Stories.
Yeah, I see. Like on Facebook, there's like nostalgia, and then there's Flemington Historical Society. There's a bunch of
Mm-hmm. Right.
different nostalgia, and I'll be like, "Wow, I forgot about that car. Or I forgot about
Yeah.
that driver." And it's like, "Wow, that's so cool to see that." And my dad checks it out, and he's like, "Oh, I remember him."
Oh, yeah.
My dad calls me, and we talk about this stuff, and so it's like, still going on. He goes, "Oh, I remember that guy."
Yeah.
But this and the generations that have followed through with just in mind, like with Michelle and Mike Solak and Joe Solak and the Scarpattis and Osmonds and a few of the others. My cousin who just recently passed away, she was that whole family was big with Stan Plosky, and it was a shame when we lost her, but I would love to see her. If I get to talk to Stan Plosky, I'm going to bring up her name because he knows her.
It's amazing how long the careers were. I mean, you can have it as a youthful kind of thing. It was exciting, and then you get into other business and family and everything. But how they could stay forever young. Stay forever young this way, right?
I got away from the racing for a while, and I got back into it maybe about 10 years ago, going to the New Egypt. And Stan Plosky, the father was driving, and I'm like, "You're still driving?" Wow. He was like 74, or 72 maybe at the time. But I'm like, wow, he's still going. And some of the guys get out there, so there's hope for me.
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? They don't lose the passion for it. I mean, maybe it's that...
No, Jimmy Horton's still running. He said he just recently won a race, which he hasn't done in 15 years. And he's probably in the 70s now. Yeah, so he still got the passion. He said it never went away, even though he didn't win. Recently over the last few years, and he's legendary. He still got the passion for the racing, and I don't think I see a lot of the guys my dad hung around with in the pits. They might not necessarily be driving. I see him working on the cars, helping out their kids, grandkids, other people. Mark Yapel, who helped out my dad and Joe Solak at times, and helped out with Kerry Schloter and Georgie Alt and those guys. He's helping me.
Yeah.
So and that's an honor to me. I mean, to have Mark Yapel helping me out after he's helped all the great guys over the years.
I always think of
means a lot.
the broadcasting end of it. I mean, we used to do a couple of Dover 500, Dover Downs, and people doing the play-by-play. I think that has to be the hardest thing to do because things could change in 2 seconds. Coming up for the rear is and those guys used to do the play-by-play on the radio, and you could just visualize somebody moving up on the right or something like that.
Well, I mean,
it's hard to do.
With the dirt track, I see a lot of the there's a lot of changes, lead changes, position changes.
Yeah.
Just a whole lot of thing going on, and being up in the tower with Pistol Pete and Nick, and up and down in New Egypt, and seeing what they do. It's like, and with Earl I was down in Wall watching what those guys do down there with the changes and the where to put people. When they get lapped, you might have a guy out there getting lapped 3 or 4 times. And then there's a caution, and you got to start them over, and then. To see what positions each person was in. I mean, it's a science.
Yeah.
It's really, really.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden everything's going well and you stall. That has to be the worst. Somebody,
worst. The gods hit the wall.
Yeah, the gods of racing there probably say, "Nah, you're not winning today." Right?
It's happened. It's happened.
Yeah.
But, but like me, I don't want to wreck my car, so I'm going to run at New Egypt, and it's the nostalgia. It's more of an exhibition.
You're the dirt dog. Huh?
Yeah, we're not going to go out
Yep.
there and race and rub rails and try to win checkered flags, and there's no money involved. It's just
No
out there.
fights afterwards.
No, it's just
No.
No, it's just a bunch of guys out there having a good time running around. And Nick's like, yeah, you're the exact guy I want in my. Nick Marco's like, yeah, you're the exact guy I want in my club. So
Maybe the adrenaline rush too that goes.
It is.
You can't.
That's what it's all about. Yeah.
Whatever.
You can't put a price on that.
No,
Because
no.
when I ran the Kenny Wallace car, it was. I got out of there. My wife was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're shaking like crazy." I'm like, "I'm so excited, so happy to get back out on the track."
Right.
So
It's almost like a drug or something.
It is.
To
it's
do
a
that
good
kind
drug
of stuff.
without any side effects,
right.
other than happiness.
Well, speaking of drugs and all this other stuff that's all fun, your co-host for Wide Open Wednesday, I believe, is here. Nick is here. Nick Leach. Hey, oh.
See, Mr. Foxwell, you thought I was the only one with enthusiasm? that young lady you had on the show was my sister from another mister. She had a lot of enthusiasm.
She's a coach, a motivator, that kind of thing. I think it's in the blood, and as far as organizational skills and everything, I think that's you could see why she's successful.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes, and why the Toys for Tots is successful.
Now, Jim, can you believe that Lawler hung up on the legend Earl Krause last night?
Well, that's Steve wants. He's going to be Big Steve. He's going to assert his authority. Some people can be a little tough on you, but every once in a
I don't
while.
know. You got to pick and choose your battles there.
Well, that's all right, because we rode him like a horse on a carousel
Yeah.
at Seaside last night. So
He's known as
that's pretty good.
he's Stone Cold Steve Lawler. That's his alias.
Well, that's what I told him. I said, if that was Stone Cold Steve Austin on the phone, you wouldn't have hung up on him.
No.
So, but everybody's allowed one mulligan. We'll
Yes.
give them a mulligan on that.
That's right. That's
but
right.
no, it was pretty cool to listen to the first part of the show today. And you know what? When things happened with me in New Egypt and I got to get to know Fred, I think God sent me an angel, Jim. And I got to tell you this.
I've never been
Fred
called
is-
that.
Fred's a special person. I am very lucky to have him as my friend. He has done so much for me in a short time, and he definitely saved me from doing something very, very stupid. And he has no idea how much I appreciate him.
Well, it goes back. Fred was had a car repair show in the afternoon, and we just started out rather innocently in a nation, and all of a sudden it's now gone on to bigger and better things. Yep.
Taking the bigger things.
Yep.
Now we have the studio. I still have to get over there.
Yep.
It's just been so hectic with the holidays and all.
We had a
Craig-
star, we didn't know it.
Yeah,
You know,
Craig's
so-
waiting for you and I, Nick and Kate, and wanting to get over there because he's ready to go. And Earl sounds like he's ready to go.
Yeah, the production.
Yeah, I mean, we're all ready to go, and I'm thankful that I got to get to know Joe and get to know you, Jim, and,
Yep.
and I want to see you guys personally because I'm really having a lot of fun, and you know what? God opens different doors, and I'm glad He opened these doors for me with you guys, and I tell you, I really appreciate it, and that's the best Christmas present I could ever get was Fred Fletcher.
Well, thank you. I haven't heard that before either.
Well,
so.
Fred's like that. He's not wrapped that tight.
Yeah.
So that's a
Well, that's why we get along so well, because if
Yeah.
you would have seen us last night laughing and carrying on,
Well.
we were just having a good time, and that's what it's all about.
it's supposed
yeah.
to be. It's supposed to be fun. That's the
Yep.
the day it's not fun, then I'm done.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's exactly right. Same with racing.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I
not
kind of proved my point because when Earl said what he said about Frank Applewhite, and I know who Frank Applewhite is, if Earl Krause can get props for somebody like that, I don't understand why I couldn't get props for somebody like that
Yeah.
and get ridiculed for it. I still don't understand that.
I
But
hear that.
It is what it is. So we'll see what happens in the future. And you guys are doing a great job as always.
And-
And I will talk to you guys later.
All right.
That's right.
Yeah, and talking to Earl, that actually gives me another idea of like the guys behind the scenes.
Yes.
Maybe we can talk to mechanics,
the
like
producers.
Mark. Yeah,
The producers. Yeah.
like we'll get Mark on there if he wants to get on air or whatever on video. He's usually
Yeah,
pretty.
we could
he's
have
usually pretty.
we could have a crew chief spotlight.
Yes.
We can do that. Yeah, that
Absolutely.
sounds good to me.
Guys
Yeah.
behind the scenes. I mean, I'll get my dad. My dad was behind the scenes for a lot of guys for a long time.
Yeah,
Yep.
We could do that in the studio and just put it up on our YouTube channel and on the Wide Open Wednesday channel and stuff. Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome. Yeah. We'll have to get some crew chiefs together and start talking.
It's great
You
stuff.
got it.
All
Thank
right,
you, Nick.
All right.
All right, I'll talk to you in a little
guys,
bit.
Have a good day.
All righty.
We'll see you.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, if his energy level could improve a little bit, I don't think it can. But
No, he's got my energy level up with this
Yeah.
too. So, yeah, whatever he says about me is right back to Nick. I mean, he's helping me out with with making this show and giving it some credibility and making me get excited about what we do.
you're kind of like the fire and ice. He's all over the top, and you're kind of measured and they're kind of steady,
Well,
Yeah.
Otherwise, this would be a rudderless ship.
Well, it'd be fun, but-
without neither one of us, him driving it and me steering it, it would be a
Well,
mess.
the thing is, you can't fake the enthusiasm for it. I mean, and people listening would say, no, these guys are having fun.
Yeah, we're having
And,
fun. We know
yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yep.
And it shows, and it's really starting to respond. And we have the right people in place, and with Kate and Warren and Earl in the background, and all the drivers that call in and talk to us.
It is amazing. And once they start talking about it, then they can't wait to get on.
I know.
And all of a sudden, it's almost like they get bitten by the bug.
Yeah, I got to keep on Nick Marco because I keep texting him and he misses it. just like Pete Worthman when he misses our shows on Wednesday nights.
Well.
So we have to keep on them because Nick was online on air with us a couple weeks ago and he said he had a lot of fun. He wasn't on there long, but we're going to keep him because I want to talk about our vintage racing and the racing club down in New Egypt. So Nick, I'm going to maybe even bring you into the studio. So
wow,
so be prepared.
That could be pretty exciting. There.
He's the one that he was doing the drone.
Make sure,
the drone work at the
is that right?
Toys for Tots.
Yeah,
because he has Skyview Drone. That's his other company.
Some of his stuff is crawling around Jersey these days.
I'd have to talk to him about that.
Yeah, that's. We don't want to start.
I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to.
All right.
I don't want his to get shot down.
Yeah, that's there. Yeah. Man, I don't know. Jeez.
That's okay. Talk to the governor. It's not happening.
Not happening. Not happening. No, anyway, hey, there's a lot of great stuff in the aftermath of Toys for Tots, and we got to meet Lori Sullivan and the drive behind it there. And,
I'm glad she came on with me, and I'm glad to have met her last week, and she came down and So there too. One bad thing became something very good.
And great, and extra special Christmas coming up for a lot of people.
Yes.
Which, hey, you can't beat that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 2,400 that I know of.
Yes, that's right.
Well, she said 25,000. So and it all stays local.
Stays local. That's right. And we're here. You're here for a Wednesday night wide open.
Wide open
with the gang, and at 9 o'clock we go under the hood, and then we feel the need for speed.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty full day.
Yes.